Man, look at the vibrance of the sunset behind me. Look at that.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I did see the...
Look at the sunset. So it is amazing.
Look at that. No matter what country you're in, Jeep owners are always... I'm sick. Montezuma has enacted his revenge on my entire body. I think I accidentally drank some water while I was taking a shower. Because it was my first shower in like 10 days. But shower? No, that hasn't happened in 10 days. So I'm about to have a good time. And I was just joyous like a happy seal frolicking in the sea. And I think I opened my mouth and swallowed some filthy water. And then spent the next 2 days having a really crappy time of things.
Hey, babe.
Hello. I feel pretty sick.
Yeah?
I don't need to get back to the hotel room and go to sleep. I think I might have ate too much too soon. Let's hope I can keep it down, because a fat body like this needs sustenance. Check it out, you guys. We've stopped at a Mexican car wash here in La Paz because the filthiness on the van was just a little bit too much to endure anymore. So getting her washed, getting her cleaned up on the outside, and see what she looks like then. We woke up this morning for the first time in 2 weeks on the Pacific coast. We're in Todos Santos. We're gonna go eat some breakfast in the city and then do a little bit of exploring. So here we go. The dog barking up there. Hear him? He kind of sounds like somebody turned the volume down on him. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of the city Todos Santos, but it's on the west coast of Baja, and it's sort of like Taos, New Mexico. Sort of like this artisty town. It's really beautiful, and lots of old architecture, lots of brick buildings. Pretty fascinating place. I'm gonna find a spot on the beach. They release sea turtles here. We're at the beach and walking towards an area where I believe they release baby sea turtles into the ocean.
Come on. y vamos a pasar a darle su tortuguita y luego ya indicamos cuando nos inclinamos.
Donc ils vont amener les tortues par là-bas, ils vont tracer la ligne dans le sable, une ligne que l'on doit.
So I think the guy said he was speaking in Spanish, but I think I picked it up that he said every night 2 sea turtle mamas come up and lay eggs along this beach. And they go in every day and they collect the eggs and they put them in the area that we were just in so that they can keep them safe from predators and stuff trying to steal the eggs until they hatch, and then when they hatch, they do this. But it seems they fund that by selling these opportunities for you to release the sea turtle. Super cool.
It is now time to start heading north towards the United States and away from Baja. So now begins our northward journey. Something's wrong with the engine. I don't know what's wrong. We're getting no power. The turbo seems fine, but almost like it's completely choked off and not getting any air or something. I don't know what's wrong. We were coming up a hill and I just felt like the vehicle seemed to have lost power, but the turbo was still spooling. We're gonna open up the engine bay now and see if we can figure out what's up, but we're also gonna make a phone call to someone that we know and see if we can figure it out. And I don't see anything that's out of the norm here. Got off the phone with Doug. He's the guy who did a bunch of work to our turbo. He gave us some recommendations on what to do. And we're gonna try them now. We gotta test to see if we're still creating boost, because maybe we have a boost leak. Here we go. All right, we figured it out. I think we figured it out. I'm under here under the car, that's why I look kind of crazy. Don't have my glasses on. The hose clamp has come off, so whenever you boost, whenever you hit the gas, the hose that's supposed to connect to the turbo goes like this, and you go woo, and it just comes right apart. That creates a leak in the system, and if you have a leak in a boost system, it can't charge the system and it won't give you power to go. So I'm like 99% sure that's what it is. I'm gonna tighten the hose clamp up real good and see if we can make boost.
So it's this hose clamp here?
Yeah, you smell pretty delicious. You see how it's,
Yeah.
okay, it should be
It's
all the
okay.
way up against that.
So just tighten as hard as I can?
You don't want to gorilla it, but is it pretty tight?
I mean, it's squeezed.
We fixed it! Yes! Yeah! Nicely done! Go team! Back on the road now. All right, well, here we are. Side of the road. Broken down, I think. The van was making some weird shuddering sounds, or it was like shaking around. And then when I went to pull off on the side of the road, it just shut off. And I have not been able to start it back up. One thought that we had is maybe we ran out of fuel. That doesn't seem likely because the gas gauge or the fuel gauge was still pretty far above empty. But earlier, as I mentioned, the fuel pump was making a strange noise. It was making that sound. So that might have gone bad. We're currently using our DeLorme InReach to send a message because we have no cell phone reception here. All we have is GPS, and the DeLorme inReach allows you to send text messages in the event of an emergency. But we're sending a text message to our family back home. They're gonna look up how you get a diesel engine restarted if you run out of diesel, because we don't know how to do that. We never wrote it down. All right, so we have a Volkswagen bus party out here by the side of the road, outside of Mulegé. I think that we figured out what the problem is. One of our fuel filters was really clogged, and so we weren't getting fuel to the engine. So that fuel filter is done, but here's something interesting that you should know, is yesterday Jessica was cleaning up trash by the side of the road, and she picked this up. That's a fuel filter. And this might just work to get us back on the road far enough in order to get a brand new one. So, we're about to find out. Holy shit, it started. The van started with a fuel filter that we cleaned up that was on the side of the road that was just litter. Do your part for Mother Earth. Clean shit up, because you don't know when that's gonna come in handy later on, literally down the road. Those dudes was having a serious f***ing fist fight just now. I have no idea over what. None. No clue. Dude walked away from our car after filling it up and just goes and clocks the other one, and then they start fighting. I don't... Do you have any idea what we just saw?
No idea, except one of them was talking, and then I looked over and I saw one of them swing. The big guy that filled our part tank swung at the other one. And then they were giving each other dirty looks. And then as we drove away, we heard another kind of sound. And then they were fighting. Yeah.
I love Mexico. Tarantula in the sky, I can go twice as high.
Take a look, it's in a book.
A tarantula rainbow.
I can go anywhere.
I've got 8 legs and huge fangs. A tarantula rainbow. A tarantula rainbow. A tarantula in her hand. A tarantula rainbow.
Middle fingers.
Look at that thing.
What'd you do with all the blankets?
Alright, I'm not driving. Jessica's behind the wheel now. This is our last day here in Baja. It's been a surreal and sublime time, and I'm kind of sad to be leaving. But it's time to start doing some new things. Up next, the border crossing, and then A miracle. Alright kids, new problem. We are 2 miles from the border with the US and something is wrong with the van. I don't know what it is. It's making a loud knocking sound coming from the rear driver's side wheel, tire, hub. We are not sure what it is. We've just looked at it all to see if anything looks off or strange. For 4 weeks, we'd driven the potholed roads of Baja, Mexico with nearly zero issues with the van. It was only when we were headed back to the States that she decided she was going to be difficult. If our mission in Baja was to determine whether we'd want to travel the world, it seems Ripley decided that for us. She simply didn't want to return to the US. We'll pick up here next week in our season finale. Until then, live free and drive hard.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as